Hello everyone, welcome to this video. Thank you very much for clicking on it. I really appreciate it. Today, the content just doesn't stop. I'm like, I can't complain, but also like, Jesus, it is just constant, just a constant onslaught of IS1 content. It's amazing and exhausting all at the same time. But anyway, they've dropped a dance practice for sequence now. My cat's trying to get in. I've barricaded the door. They've dropped the dance practice for sequence, which is many kinds of exciting because I absolutely love the song, I absolutely love the choreo, and I was hoping that we would get this. I wasn't expecting it for a little bit longer, but here we are. Let's get into it. I feel like I need to address something. I've gotten so many comments and tweets and stuff about how I should just accept that Chaewon is my bias, and I'm like, I'm not ready to give in yet. I'm not ready to give in. It's so close, and I know it's so close, but I am not ready to let go of being OT12 yet. It may happen, it may not. We'll see. She's trying real hard, but like, please let me live in my fantasy world of remaining OT12 till the end of time, because I don't know, I'm not ready to let go of it yet. I'm not ready to give in to her. Anyway, just wanted to, you know, mention that. Anyway, let's get into this dance practice. I'm very much looking forward to this. I love the song, love the choreo. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my god, Yuri's hair looks amazing. Get it, Wonyoung. Oh, this song is so good. Wow. It's so good. I might watch this twice because I kind of want to watch it all through once without pausing. Like with Panorama, I was okay like pausing and going back in that first watch because I've watched it a lot and heard the song a lot. This one I haven't watched as much, so I kind of just want to enjoy it for the first watch through, and then I'm going to go back through because I have things to say. Such a good song. There's so many excellent moments in this choreo. I'm so proud of Haewon. I will never fully understand that bit of choreo, but I'm here for it. We'll talk about it more in a bit. Oh my god, the way Eunbi struts forward there. Yena's so flashy in the way she dances, it's so cool. I'm trying to just like take everything in. It's so hard when there's so many of them to like watch everything. But no! Oh man, that's such a good choreo. That is such a good choreo. Right, yeah, as I said, we're gonna watch it again. We're gonna go through it again, and I'm gonna talk more and pause more. I just really wanted to just watch that all the way through and just enjoy it, because I haven't watched that one as much, like in terms of like the performance aspect. I know they performed it on some of the music shows, but I have yet to watch them. I plan on going through and doing a bit of a catch-up session on some music show performances of various groups very soon, but yeah, I just haven't had a chance to watch them yet. So I haven't seen Sequence as much, not nearly as much as I've seen Panorama, so yeah, it just felt right. Anyway, I don't really need to justify myself, let's just watch this again. Right. I have so many things to say. But also, I think this is an excellent example of a choreo where you can really see the growth in Haewon and Kura especially. Like, I feel like they've all improved drastically over the years. Like, even, you know, those that formerly already really excelled in dance have still improved and grown, because that's what happens when you're constantly dancing and working and improving yourself. But Haewon and Kura, I really see like such a drastic change in. It's really cool. Anyway, let's get into this. Also, minor note, there's something that I love about seeing them in their casual clothes is you can really see the height differences between them, and it just makes me smile. Like, look here, look. We've got 2 of 4 of the tiny line and then 1 young. The tree. 1 of 2 of the trees. Okay, these hand movements. This is why I didn't want to pause on the first watch through, because I'm going to be pausing a lot. But they're just so, I don't know, they're just so satisfying to watch. The way Wonyoung just like sits down into her hip there, just like pang. It really super satisfying to watch. Ugh. I love the way the choreo goes to that melody. That makes me really happy. That just flows so nicely. Let's go, Yeti. Every single beat was hit. I don't know why, I really love the way Minju stands there. Like, that kind of, like, when you're stood like that and you're, like, creating that kind of line with your body, that just, like, screams to me that you're, like, at least aware of, like, the vast majority of your body and what it's doing, and I just think it's very cool. Anyway, right, yes, let's watch this. Who knows where in their brains they thought, let's do this, but I'm so here for it. I think it's such a good little bit of choreo, and like it's so interesting because Yena, I've talked about this a lot. Yena is a very powerful dancer, and like I said earlier, she's so, like, she almost toes that line of being over-expressive in her dancing. She really reminds me of Jihyo from Twice, and the way that she dances. Like, it's just so much power and passion put through into every single move. And it's super cool, and it's interesting seeing it contrasted with Haewon, who I think probably leans closer to the side of like under-expressing in her dance, which is one of the things that she's drastically improved on over the years, which is very cool. But here, like, you still have Yena doing Yena things, but I feel like this is a really just wonderful example of like seeing the growth in Haewon, because you imagine her like 2 years ago doing this next to Yena, like it would be night and day. And it's still, you can still see the difference between them. Like Haewon still doesn't have the years and years and years of training that like of dance training specifically that Yena and Chaeyeon and Eunbi have, for example. Like, so you can still see the difference, but you can also see that she is above and beyond a much, much better dancer than she was when she started. And I really, really appreciate that. I think it's super cool. She just looks so much more confident in it. I love Yujin's voice on this bit, by the way. I know this isn't about the song necessarily, but I love Yujin's voice on that bit. Chaewon, I'm gonna need you to stop. I'm gonna need you to stop trying to steal me. Let's go, Yuri. Oh yeah, the strut. Right, I want to actually look at like all of those, so I'm gonna focus on. Yeah, I mean, they all kind of killed that strut. Let me just watch the other side. Okay, this side definitely struts far more powerfully. Eunbi leads that strut in a big way. She leads that strut in a big way. Like, I mean, these guys strut too. You cannot deny it. Like, Chaeyeon is a dancer in general. Like, I'm sure there are very much moments out there of her like over dancing or under dancing, but for the most part, like every time that I've seen her anyway, she's very, very controlled in her energy levels. Like she's just an excellent dancer, which doesn't necessarily mean she's the best idol dancer, because idol dancing and just like general dancing, I guess you could say, are slightly different in the way that idol dancing actually kind of leans more in favor of over dancing, in the kind of like overexpressive way that Yena kind of leans towards. And it's just super interesting to me to kind of see the difference. Like Chaeyeon overall, technically, as a dancer, 100% the best dancer in the group. But in terms of like idol dancing, it leans, I think, far more in Yena and Eunbi's favor, which I think is super cool. And it's just, I mean, it's just great to have this much talent in a group. Like, I'm not saying this to be negative or anything toward any of the members. It's just amazing to have this level of talent in the group. I just find it interesting seeing the differences in their respective abilities, you know, and like where some excel in areas that others don't necessarily, you know. It's just super cool. Anyway, yes, Eunbi on this strut is very powerful. It's the hip on that bit. The way she hits that. Like, oh my god. I mean, they all do it, but obviously Eunbi's in the center and she is. She does draw the eye. I love this bit with the like walking one way and then the other. Let's go down. Oh, and they switch lines. They switch the lines. That's really cool. So those ones go to the back, and that's really cool. Something else I've noticed with this comeback that I haven't noticed in previous ones when watching the choreo videos, and this is going to sound so weird when I say it, but I promise I mean this in the most, like, objective sense. Kura's hips in terms of, like, dancing, have gotten way, way stronger. Like, to the point where I'm actually noticing, I'm just like, oh my god, her hips are, like she's got really good control of her hip movements. Or at least to my eye, she seems to have really good control of her hip movements. Like, they don't look out of place, and I don't know if I just haven't noticed it in previous things and she's always had decent hip control, but at least in this and Panorama, she's kind of coming through with these hip movements. Like, is she as strong? Like, I mean, if you look at, let's just look at these four, right? So you can see, I mean, Minju said, I'm gonna break my back with this. You can't really see Yujin in this particular frame, but Minju fully said, I'm gonna just break my back real quick. But actually, in terms of like the line of like her hip and stuff, she actually kind of matches Eunbi. And Eunbi's a very, very good technical dancer, so I would imagine that Eunbi's doing it. I mean, if we look at the rest of them as well, they're all kind of, and Cheon as well, following a similar line. Yena and Minju's are more so Minju really just said, I'm gonna throw my back out real quick. Oh, I love that. But yeah, no, Kuna's kind of killing this. Eunbi really knows how to like make a powerful hit. I think if there were one thing that I would really love Sakura to continue improving on, and I think this, I mean, there's a few of them that I think could improve on this. It's just that I've noticed it with Sakura more because I just watched her and Haewon a lot for this video. And I don't know if it's a flexibility thing, but she has a tendency to kind of hunch her back and her shoulders a little bit, and Haewon does it a little bit too, and some of the others do, but to an extent, but it's just something I've noticed. Haewon in the meantime is just like, I'm gonna just arch the other way, don't mind me. Like... See, there, the hunch, like, that worked really well. That worked really, really well. So, again, I'm just sort of like watching this half. But so they go down, and it goes into the arch, and then it hunches back up. And that looks kind of cool. That sort of works. I think... Well, this is a very awkward pause screen, isn't it? Like, absolutely no one looks good. I don't know what's going on with Taewon's back. Like, sweetie, are you okay? Is your back okay? She looks like, you know, when people put those filters on that, like, that's what that looks like. How is she doing that? But anyway, I don't really know why I'm so invested in this. It's just something I've noticed. Even not so much in this part, but just like in earlier parts of the choreo, it's just something I've noticed with Kura, that she has a tendency to hunch a little bit. But it's, again, something that, I mean, they all have little things that they can keep improving on, obviously. But that's not really my place to fully judge. What I will say is that choreo is amazing, and I love it dearly. You better strike that pose, Wonyoung. You better strike that pose. It's so good. It's such a good choreo. It's such a good song. Wow, this video is 20 minutes long. My bad. My bad, everybody. My bad. Did not mean for this video to go on that long. Oopsies. Anyway, yes, choreo is amazing, song is amazing, we love IZ*ONE, we love all this content they're putting out. I would really appreciate a break at some point, just so I can, like, my brain can just, like, rest from the constant onslaught of IZ*ONE. Like, my heart can only take so much, ladies. I'm so grateful, but I'm so tired. But yeah, no, great time. Great time. I'm going to end this one here, seeing as this has been going on far much longer than I thought it would be. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.